What up, Earthlings? So this is a pick a card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the images up on the screen for you to contemplate. Pardon me, I'm a little bit cold. We had the carpets cleaned and now there's a fan on down here. I am in Colorado. So anyway, yeah, pick pile 1 through 4, go by the image, go by a number popping into your head. You can take a little while or do it quickly. I always do it pretty quickly myself when I do these. And that's about it. I'll see you in a sec. All right, pile 1. Here we go. So, as always, when I do these, I set an intention for messages to come to you from your guides and your angels, things that will be meaningful to you. Volume off on that. And that way, if something comes up, an image or something like that, an animal, Google it and see what the spiritual meaning of it is, or if it means something to you, or if you see an image in a card that's important, even if it doesn't have anything to do with what I specifically say about a card, it could be significant to you. So let's get some general energies. All right, here we go. So when I was shuffling, when I took a deep breath, that deep breath felt really good. So you may need to take a deep breath. For the internal card, this is you on the inside. We've got the Magician. And the Magician is the creator. They create their own reality. Whether for better or worse, right? The energy that we put out is what it gets returned to us. So on the external, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is about sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. The cycle goes, right? But we can have a positive attitude. So I used to be afraid to like feel really good when things were good, because I would always be waiting for the other shoe to drop. And what I do now is when things are not good, I'm like, yeah, but they're going to get better. It's a shift in perspective, right? The overarching theme, I kind of put the cards like this. This one is over top. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. And I call that the universe's view or God's view of your situation. And that's really interesting because the 4 of Pentacles is about holding on. It's like having enough, okay? But sometimes when we hold too tightly to things, like this man has no room in his arms to receive more. So there's this thing about, if we're talking about finances or money here, if you're in a situation regarding money, money, if you think of it as anthropomorphize it, like make it, turn it into a being. Well, it doesn't want to be hidden away or squandered, or, it wants to do fun things. Um, I remember when I was first kind of setting out on this journey of changing my relationship with money, I would get really excited about paying my bills, right? Because I had money to pay my bills and I knew the experience of not having money to pay my bills. So it was like telling the money that it was going off to do fun things and it was going to pay employees that worked for the company that I was paying so that then they could go and do fun things. And I just gave good energy to the money that I was sending out instead of being angry when I was paying bills. That just kind of came to me because maybe you're in a position where you're doing better. You've kind of like, you're at this creative point, and especially with the Wheel of Fortune here, maybe we're like, oh, something's going to go wrong, or so, like, try to think positively, right? And not be like a Pollyanna or whatever, but um, try to put out good energy if that is something that is ringing a bell for you. Um, with the Pentacles, if it's not money, it could be things having to do with the home. It could be friendships. Maybe you are clinging to certain friends or relationships, and that doesn't leave space for, or you're afraid of like losing a friendship. Maybe somebody is kind of like moving away from you, even if not in like literally, but energetically moving away from you. And maybe you're a bit fearful and clinging because of that. So let me do some oracles. Wow, Golden Palace. This is about manifesting, right? And I was thinking, the magician, this could be something that you are trying to create in reality, and maybe there is some fear that you have around the outcome of it, or maybe you're projecting failure in the future, or really having doubts about yourself right now. The Golden Palace is a really good card. Um, the Golden fucking Palace, right? A palace made of gold. So yes, it's a very fortuitous, is that the right word? I'll have to look it up when I'm done here, but it's a really positive card. But it does remind us that, we can imagine our lives in a golden palace. Like we can create the happiness in our heart before we have manifested the thing into reality. And that's actually how you manifest, is that you get the feeling up in your heart. So it's almost, I'm going to pull another tarot and see what this is about. Can you give me some more clues? Oh, geez. That one flew out. It's funny. The King of Pentacles. So I am getting the feeling this is about money or a work project or something like that. Because we've got another pentacle. So maybe, and what I'm looking at here too is that in this card, he's kind of like kicking back. He's not freaking out. He's the king, you know. He's laid back and enjoying his hard work. So maybe you've put a lot of hard work into something and it's kind of like go time. Um, Imagine a positive outcome thank the universe for it before it's even manifested into reality. But with the wizard and the King of Pentacles, this is definitely a card of finances or like a concrete project that we're working on, that we're trying to put out there. Got it. Archangel Christine, accept the Christ light, act with wisdom and loving compassion. She's holding a crystal globe in her hands. So one thing that just came, like maybe you're future tripping negative possibilities. Don't do that. Don't try to look into the future. Write a gratitude list for all of the things that you do have, right? So that you can get that buoyancy in your heart space. And then once you're done that and you have that gratitude feeling going, then start adding in, I am thankful for whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, but you've got to be thankful for it as though it's already here. So, get some words for you. Time. Embrace in the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. Don't future trip. And it could take some time, right? So in the past, when I've manifested things, there's almost a quiet, like a quiet period where I'm like, so I guess that didn't happen. And it was almost as though that quiet period created space for me to detach a little bit more from whatever it was I was trying to manifest. And then when I least expected it, it would be like, bam. So give it some time. You could also be impatient. There's an element of that here. And with the wheel spinning, maybe I'm looking at the people on here going around, like maybe you're seeing other people in their situations and you're getting frustrated about your own. Resilient. Stay as strong as the evergreen trees. So there's something here about bouncing back. Um, Maybe you had a setback or something. There was a like course correction that you had to make, or you had to pivot with something that you were trying to bring to fruition, and that could be causing a feeling of like, well, fuck it all, right? But the cards are like, give it some time, you know, look at anything that any changes that you could make, look for something else appearing. I'm going to get a spiritual advice. Six of Cups. So at first when I saw this, I'm like, all right, so what's that about? The Six of Cups is about um like childlike connection. So it could be reflecting on the past and past relationships. And sometimes it's actually a soulmate card. But in this reading, what it feels like is, are you thinking or are you reacting to things in an old childlike manner, like the wounded child manner? And could that be turned around to a more innocent reaction? You know, like, did you get frustrated or and angry and upset because I never get the toy, or I never, you know, I'm in this need, the wounded child place? Or is it from a place of trust? I saw a meme just this morning, and it was like, when a baby starts learning how to walk, it does, they don't necessarily, I've gone through it with two of them, but they don't really get frustrated about falling. It's almost fun, you know. And we don't yell at them for falling. We're like, oh my gosh, you tried to walk. And so it's about reminding ourselves to be that falling is part of the process of learning to grow. And if babies, you know, gave up after they fell, or if we yelled at them for falling, they might never walk or take forever to walk. Um, that is your spiritual advice. I'm gonna do a meme card for this group. Yeah, and the time card and the resilient card, get back up. Like, that's what just came in. Don't future trip. There's another one about tripping. Funny. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. When you realize there are 7 billion people on this planet and you still can't find someone to enjoy a taco with, re- ready? But have you tried? How many of the 7 billion have you actually tried to have a taco with? Yeah, keep trying. Whatever it is, have faith. Anyway, have a great day on earth. Peace. Namaste. What is up, pile two? We're going to get you started with some tarot cards. As always, if you see anything that is meaningful to you, that's significant, an animal or a scene or something that triggers a thought in your head or reminds you of someone. I just, yeah, I'm having trouble with my sound lately. So I always ask my guides to get messages from your guides that are specifically meaningful to you. So even if I don't say anything about it, I just try to find. It's still important. That's fucking crazy. Holy shit. Okay, the internal card, you on the inside, group one, pile one got this as well. The magician. So, magician is being in a creative position. It feels, I'm freezing down here in the basement. It feels different than the energy of pile one. This is like, feels a little bit more chaotic. Okay. So on, and that magician is on the internal. So inside, you're in this energy of creating, putting things out into the world, starting something new. You might even specifically be manifesting something or learning how to manifest things, right? On the external, we have the world. So the world is about a cycle coming to a close. You know, it's completion. It's the last of the major arcana cards. So we're taking stock of lessons that we've learned throughout the course of whatever journey we've been, however short or long. And there are always many journeys within journeys within journeys. So anyway, so that's on the external. We've got things are kind of coming to a conclusion. So when I was saying there's a little bit of like improv going on. We're in the improvisational point where things might be moving quickly, and the card that pulls those two internal and external together, we have the moon. And the moon is confusion. The moon is one foot in front of the other. It's like if you think about walking on the beach at night, if you're only going by the light of the moon, you can only really see one step in front of the other. And say you walked in when it was still light out, and you're walking out when it's dark, so that you don't get lost, you have to follow your footsteps. But you can't look too far ahead. So this might be, in fact, maybe pile one's stuck around for the reading for pile two, in which case, hey, maybe you'll get more messages. But yeah, there's like a confusion energy here. Let me get a clarifier, because whatever it is that's going on feels big, because these are all major arcana cards. We don't have any of the smaller suit cards. So I kind of want to get a sense for what. Six of Cups. Pile one had that too, in a different deck, but it's bizarre. The Six of Cups is about an emotional connection. Okay. Um, it's almost a card of looking reverentially at the past, like sometimes when we are out of a situation, we can look back and sort of forget the nitty gritty negative details of it, and almost look back with a fondness, for what transpired or what happened. Um, so it's almost as though you're at a creating point, because there has been some sort of completion of a cycle, right? And there could be confusion about where to go moving forward. Like some situation from the past is coming to a close, and it could be a long one. You know, again, this is a general reading, so it's really hard to say, but for some of you, it could possibly be even tying up like past trauma, something old. Dreams, believe in your dreams. So you're creating, it's a time for a new beginning. You could be getting hints, or you might have even had a dream of something that you want to start or do, or um, manifest. You might have had a dream that was healing, that kind of brought closure to a situation. Celebrate mystery, trust the journey, unexpected secrets. Number 12, we have a tiger, a flamingo, a moth. And she's walking through the forest. Dreams. You could be feeling alone. You could really be making there's like a shifting energy. That's why I said it feels like improvisational. Like there's an unknown that you are venturing into, and it's all new to you. And so you are at this really powerful point where you can sort of create through your imagination and through manifestation what sorts of things you might encounter there. Celebrate mystery. So there could be surprises coming in that you are unaware of, that you might feel. You might have had a dream and then maybe woke up and, oh my God, what was that about? But it was awesome. Like you might almost feel like something is coming your way. Do these. Flow. Let your worries drift away. Yeah. There's definitely a go as things come, deal with them. As things are right in front of you, just handle it. Their patience, the tide will come in when it's ready. Yeah, don't worry, don't push, don't you might be really busy right now, but you're kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. Well, something is going to come of it. You might not know the whole picture yet. Um, Holy shit. Yeah. So this is definitely a manifesting pile. This is the King of Wands. The wands are action, fire energy. So there's something coming towards you that is passionate, something that will light your fire. I just saw something go right before my eyes. That's why I'm like completely flummoxed at the moment. That doesn't happen to me really. Um, Anyway, you could be having dreams. Maybe you're seeing things. Maybe like you're getting flashes in your head, which is how they usually happen for me. But, um, sudden images or sudden ideas, inspired action. But the King of Wands is definitely about manifesting. He's the manifester, and it's like he puts it out there and then just waits for it to come in, you know. We're gonna do a meme card. That was really weird. I was trying to play it off like it didn't happen, and I was like, well, now I just sound like a stuttering, bumbling idiot. So I think I'm just gonna say something. Okay, 222. That means anything to you? Two is about building relationships. When you text her, "Good morning, beautiful," and she replies with, "Oh, thanks, buddy." Okay, ready? So here's what this makes me think of. Maybe there was a situation in the past or something that didn't work out, something that you had really pinned your hopes on. Um, and it turned out you were let down, right? But there's another girl who's not going to call you buddy. Who is it? You're not going to get friend zoned by all your dreams. Do another one. I love them. Yeah. When you're always a bridesmaid, never a bride. It's going to be your turn to be a bride. It's going to be your turn to not get friend zoned. This could have to do with a relationship. Maybe there was healing that needed to occur in a past relationship. Maybe you've been working through past wounds, and in that process, haven't found anybody decent to date or whatever. And, you're going to have to kind of, because this is a general reading, I'm just using a relationship for an example, but maybe there was something that you had to tie up from your past before you were open to the possibilities of new beginnings. You could have subconscious thoughts of things never work out for me. Those might be going through your head, and that's kind of what you needed to work on and to heal, because things can work out for you. And put that faith out there into the universe, and that will bring what you're looking for into you. Anyway, pile two, that was weird. I hope you have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste. What is up, pile three? We're going to bust out some tarot for you. This is a general reading, so you may have to create the situation that I'm talking about, because again, it's general energies. Not everything may apply. If you see a symbol or a number or an animal or something like that in the reading that is significant to you, that means something, because I always ask my guides to reach out to your guides and get a message that is meaningful to you. So even if I don't mention it with the card reading, weird shit happened in the last reading too. I'm sure it's nothing. It's just weird. But anyway, yes. If something significant to you comes up, that's meaningful. Hmm. All right. So for the internal, we got the devil. So the devil being on the inside can mean that we're stuck, right? Devil energy is like addictions. Doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol, but it can be like addictive thinking. It can be being materialistic. It can be worrying too much about 3D reality. So like what others think of you, what you have. It could be being selfish. You could just be having this like frustrated energy inside of the situation that you're in. It can be jealousy. On the external, we have the Seven of Wands. This says valor. So the Seven of Wands is standing up for yourself. Okay. I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to clarify the devil, just to kind of get a little more in depth on that. But Seven of Wands is standing up for yourself. It can also be pushing people away, right? Pride. I don't need any help. In the regular tarot, it's the guy and he's holding a stick up, towards other people. So it can be feeling defensive, um, feeling maybe like you're having to defend things that are yours, and maybe you're starting to question, like, does it really matter? It could be like defending something in the material world that spiritually the is just getting you in a fucked up situation, right? Because the overarching theme is the Ace of Wands. There's a new beginning that wants to come in for you. So, yeah, holy shit. Okay, so we're still going to clarify the devil, but we've got the devil here that's stuck, that's holding on, that on the outside is kind of like pushing people away. I got this. I'm good. I'm going to, I'm hanging on to this, whatever I have. And then coming in over top of everything, something new wants to start, a new Ace of Wands. Wands are action, passion, spirit. It's like, let me clarify this devil now, but yeah, it's like, because we're clinging to what we have, or what we're stuck thinking like, this is what I need. Um, yeah, holy crap. So the Hermit came out to clarify the devil. And here's what's really interesting about that. So we've got the devil and then we have the Hermit. So the story of the Hermit is that he goes into a cave, right? Presumably, we'll just say for the purposes of this story, with nothing. He goes into a dark cave, and in that cave, he finds his own light. He finds the light within him. So he uses the light that he finds within him to then make his way out of the cave, and he vows to show other people how to find their own inner light. So it's like with the devil energy, we might be clinging to a situation when actually it would serve us best to let it go and hermit for a while. And this is a card of real spiritual growth, which is why it's kind of interesting that it came out on the devil, because the devil is about just stuck in that. It's earth. I'm not saying we're in hell, but anyway, it's just the devil is earth. I mean, the devil is not a bad card. It can just it just wants us to look at our attachments to things, at our needs versus our actual needs, and what we think we need, because there's something new that wants to come in with this Ace of Wands, but with the Seven of Wands, with Valor, we're almost pushing it away. Let me get Oracle. Truth and love begets truth and love until it builds and surrounds you. And when you have created a surplus, you transmit it out into the world around you. So there's in some way, and I haven't coughed and my throat just got like scratchy. So maybe there's almost like a truth that needs to come out. The devil can be secrets. Maybe you're hiding something. Yeah, the Seven of Wands could be pushing, and it could just be that you're hiding like how fucking awesome you are, or you could be hiding something you're not that proud of. And you kind of might need to go into hermit mode and sort that shit out. But truth and love begets truth and love. There's somewhere where you have substituted money or having physical needs met for love, and maybe you're not being entirely honest with yourself, and maybe that situation is being reflected, the inner situation is being reflected to you by the outer circumstances. Because once you're honest and you act and proceed through love, then that will be returned to you. And then there will be this cycle that will create plenty for you to be able to spill out onto the world. But yeah, there's this new beginning, but you might have to really look at something that you're holding close, because it's keeping you stuck, is what I'm getting. Let's grab. Yeah, like I said you're stuck. We got round and round. Number 25. So you're going round and round with something, possibly. And then we got another card, soulmates. So this could have to do with a relationship. It could be maybe somebody else around you is stuck in this devil energy, and that's why you've got the hermit, maybe you need to do the solo journey. Um, and that doesn't mean like that necessarily you have to leave that person, but that you have to make a commitment to yourself. Now, the thing I love about the round and round card is that, it's actually a spiral. Maybe you're like, man, I always like end up with fucked up dudes or whatever. My relationships are always bad or nothing ever works out for me. But here's the deal. Did you realize it quicker? Like if we are talking about a negative relationship or whatever the situation. So soulmate, I mean, it could be, doesn't necessarily have to be like a person. It could be like a soul purpose. You thought, you were onto the right thing and maybe there's problems with it. But anyway, general reading. But with round and round, it's like we're actually like ascending up a spiral staircase. And so we're getting better and better. We don't necessarily do the same thing over and over again. I mean, we might, but each time we learn something different. Um, and that may be where you are. And you may have hermited before. We can do all of the major arcana cards multiple times. It might be time to hermit again, and maybe that light that you carried that you've previously found needs to be relit. Um, just dropping all the cards. Okay. We got triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earthly. So even if something didn't go right, don't beat up on yourself, right? That's the devil energy. That can be stuck. Like don't kick your own ass. There's no need for that. It's all divine. It's all holy. It's all about learning lessons. Even when we get ourselves into things. I want to do. I've been doing meme cards. I wasn't gonna do the meme cards, but I'm doing them. They're calling me, and I did them for all the other readings. They're funny as shit. When his roommate says, "Oh, you must be the girl he's always FaceTiming with, but you have an Android." Yeah, you got like something really threw you for a loop. You might be angry. You might be feeling really attached to an outcome that didn't happen. You might feel stupid. You might be embarrassed. You're pushing people away. But there was actually a lesson to be learned from whatever it was that transpired. If you'll go within and find it, it may not even take that long. The spiral was indicated. Maybe you figured this, figured this out quickly. Um, but there is an element of being caught off guard. I do want to pull a spiritual advice tarot for you. Ah, whoa. The Princess of Discs. The Princess of Discs is, as spiritual advice, she is go forward in an earthly way, but more as a child and with trust. Okay. It's kind of like the process of starting over. You have this wands energy coming in. So the discs are earth energy. And I was saying the devil is also earth energy. That's 3D reality. But the princess represents kind of a more childlike, but it is a new beginning. It is a brand new start. And it does indicate that there is some work to do. So kind of get to working on you, um, rebuild whatever, from whatever point you're at that you are rebuilding from. But this Ace of Wands, this creativity and passion and fire wants to come into you. Just, I didn't mean that. That was weird. That was a weird way to say it. Anyway, pile three, I hope you have a great day on Earth. Good luck. Peace. Namaste. What is up, pile 4? So this is a general reading. Not everything may apply to you. I always lose track of time. Take what applies and leave the rest. If you see something that means something to you, an animal or a number or a symbol that is significant, even if I don't mention it in the reading. Because when I'm meditating for each reading, I do ask my angels and guides to reach out to your angels and guides and bring you things that are meaningful to you. We're going to do some tarot. Okay. All right. So for the internal card, we got the Three of Swords. So we're dealing with heartbreak. We're dealing with hurt, something that needs healing. That's internally. People may or may not know this about you. You could be hiding it. On the external card, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is the energy on the outside. And here's what I'm getting from that. So this could be that someone came in quickly, hurt your feelings, and there's healing that needs to happen with regards to that. The Knight of Swords can also be, because the external card is how you appear, right? So there is a possibility that you might be sort of lashing out at others, being sharp, being cold, because you have been hurt, okay? And the reason I say that most especially is because the overarching theme of the reading is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands, it's feeling defensive. It's defending your honor. It could also be, positively standing up for yourself, um, but it can be pushing people away. I'm going to clarify the Three of Swords and just kind of see what comes out. The Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is about friendship, connection, specifically feminine, like with females, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But it's about being connected with other people and feeling celebratory. Now, it also can mean, because it's a three, third party interference, right? So if there was a relationship situation, it could be that there was a third party that interfered on that. Now, it can also, that can be the case with like a friendship. Maybe you found out that somebody said something about you or through friends and it hurt your feelings. So we're looking at a friendship or a relationship, okay? Oh, terminology. You're very close to achieving your goal. Maybe it could be work relationship related, right? I'm gonna do another Moonology card. A time to give rather than take. So something is kind of coming to me. It's almost like you are connected with people, friends, coworkers. Something has hurt your feelings, and you could be feeling like you're defending yourself, kind of pushing people away in the sense that I'll do it, I'll do this. And what I'm getting with this is you're very close to achieving your goal. A time to give rather than take. Um, that might be part of the lesson is you not needing help, right? I want to pull a card on that Knight of Swords. So we got the Page of Swords. Look at these two energies, okay? The Page of Swords is just more innocent, but he's still carrying a fucking sword, right? So there could be a situation where you almost want to lash out, but you're being advised here that your goal or whatever it is you're working towards or whatever process you're in is going to be successful. And you may, if you're this angsty, angry knight dude, you could end up ultimately hurting yourself. And maybe dial it back to this Page of Swords energy and learn in the process, you know, a time to give rather than take. It might serve you, and I don't know, general reading again, but whatever is going on, it may serve you to give rather than take. Maybe someone is watching what you're doing. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean it like actually in a positive way. And that you could almost, wow, you could almost get credit for keeping your shit together. Wow. So we got friends and family. Friends and family. These are fairy cards. Friends, all the love your light extends, its reflection shows in chosen friends. And then family, wherever you go, whatever you do, your family is here for you. Now, that's soul family, could be your guides and angels also. But yeah, this is definitely about a friends or family connection or some sort of like working relationship or something. Maybe somebody just shocked you and you kind of want to be a dick back, like you're caught off guard. But this Page of Swords energy, maybe, maybe better. Let me do peacefulness. Silly cards. I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way so we can all keep enjoying it and I can get my security deposit back. Err on the side of peace. Um, that's what I'm getting from this. And yeah, it's not, I'm feeling something like right here. It's almost like you just want to fucking tell people something. And it may not be the right time. God, now I'm really curious to know what this reading is about. Let me do a couple of meme cards. Bite your tongue. When you're cheating on a test and make eye contact with the teacher. So you do right instead, maybe you, and only you know you. For some reason, I'm getting the feeling that it's like, yeah, that okay, you'd have almost have every right to fucking tell somebody something, right? But then you're like catching yourself because it doesn't quite feel like the right thing to do in here. We got another one too. When you remember what you looked like in sixth grade. God, no. Um, yeah, because you know that you are not perfect either. But somebody is watching. I keep getting the sense of that. Like somebody is observing your actions in whatever scenario that this is. Um, in a good way. Like, oh my gosh, do you see how he or she handled that? Um, that was pretty admirable. It's like your actions or inaction or biting your tongue is not going unnoticed. Spiritual advice. This is about valuing relationships, okay? But there's something else too, because this can be love relationships, friends and family. Like maybe that there something went down with the friends or family members of a partner for some of you, and you're like, "Mm." But it's really good. Look out for your relationship, okay? Um, and that doesn't mean that you're like that you're not empowered. You just don't start shit for the sake of starting shit. It's like I said, the page still has a sword, and I'm not, there's not, it's not about being passive aggressive. Um, you know, but it's about being like being innocent, just being true, you know. I'm gonna do another spiritual advice. Yeah. Huh. I just the twos are always about choices. Like there is a bigger picture. He's holding a globe in his hand. So, but I got choose wisely is what came to me. It's like there is a need for discretion in your actions and words regarding whatever situation there is. And there's something to hear about keeping the peace, and prioritizing either a love relationship or partnership, or like say a best friend or something like that. Be considerate and mindful of how you proceed. Choose wisely. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, Pile 4. I always love seeing feedback, so feel free to comment. Have a great day. Peace. Namaste.